Okay, so before I continue with the tutorial that we were talking about before, I want to do you all a favor with assignment number 3. So if we click on the assignment link in Canvas and we go down, we're going to see assignment number 3 right here. If you've got assignment number 3 on your computer, go ahead and download it. If you are working on one of the, if you are working on one of the loaner computers, because we're going to build the tables for assignment number 3. If you're working on one of the loaner computers, we're going to build them in the system that's on the computer. You'll probably need to just make some notes. Or you know what you can do? You can watch this video when you get home later and go through it all over again on your computer. Or you don't actually have to create these tables to understand the queries. We're just going to do it so we can see it work and see how it runs. So assignment number 3 is the assignment that is due. Let's take a look at the schedule. I believe it's due on 8/8. That should be a lucky day, isn't it? Aren't 8s lucky in some? I like 8. 6s and 8s. You know, I can go play craps. Anyway, yeah, I don't go play craps too often. I know that's what. Yeah, that's what makes it a lucky day. So assignment number 3 is due the next time I see you, which is going to be in 2 weeks. And so let's start it now. And then we can kind of like, I don't know, so you can see how easy this is. Because most people are finding from my observations that the SQL is a little bit more challenging maybe, I don't know, than the ERD stuff. Who knows? If you haven't done so already, assignment number 1 and number 2 are due this evening on the 25th by midnight. So you want to make sure you upload those. If you need a little bit more time, you can let me know and I can give you an extension. But in order to really be on schedule with the class, I would try and get them uploaded. So I'm going to leave this open. And hopefully you've left your system open. And I'm going to open up assignment number 3.doc. We're going to take a look here. It's going to specify the following queries in SQL on the database scheme of figure 1. And there's figure 1. And then part 2 is that you're going to specify the queries with figure 2. And there's figure 2. What I'd like to do is build these for you. Not too bad. We know how to build these, right? So we'll spend the rest of today, we've got an hour, hour and a half. It won't be too bad, actually. And then we'll see how easy the queries are. But you don't actually need to build the tables to do the queries. But I figured it might be good practice. I don't know. So let's see. We have a student table, a course table, a prerequisite table, a section table, and a grade report table. So we know how to build tables, right? So I'm going to go into the interface I had up before. I'm going to leave this one alone because we're going back to just for fun later on. So if you don't remove this, because we're going to continue this eventually, we may not continue it until next time, but we are going to continue it. Now I'm going to come back up here, and if you click on the new button at the top, see where it says at the top of the screen it says create database. So that's what I did. I clicked on new, create database. This one's going to be called assignment 3. I'm going to call it assignment 3. That way I can keep track of it. And then I'm going to press create. And now I have assignment 3. We're good so far. Excellente. So what I'm going to do is kind of a shortcut here. If I press on assignment number 3, I get a lovely little screen that comes up that's kind of blank on me. It just says create table. There's nothing in this. I'm just going to come down here, and then we'll fill it in later, but I want to fill in the number. So we have a number of columns, and we have name. So I'm going to do the kind of the fast way here. Student with 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So I'm going to say student. Actually, I'm going to do myself a favor. I'm going to put them all in caps. Student with 4. And way, way, way over here is my go button. Maybe I can make the screen a little bit smaller. And I don't really have to fill it in yet. Oh, I do have to fill it in. Okay, so let's just fill it in. We have name. And I'm going to put name is in all lowercase. Name, and this is going to be variable character, and I'll make it 20. And then what do we have here? Student number, and I'll make this an int. That's pretty good. I'll just do it here. Yeah, student number. I'm going to call them the same thing they're called in here. Class and major. Class and major. The class I'm going to go variable character. Major I'll go variable character. I'm just going to put 20 in for everything. So I got student number. And I put everything in lowercase so I could remember when I run my queries. And I'm going to say save. And I have now student. I have it in here. And now I'm going to put the course. And the course, yes? Oh, hold on a second. Let me go take a look. Let's try this another way because we're getting errors. So click on assignment number 3. Go into SQL. And let's just drop student. Drop table student. We'll just create it manually. I'll type the command up here, and then we can just do it over and over again for the 4 tables. Might be even easier. I don't know what setting is being set automatically using the GUI. I know what the SQL does. What the GUI is doing, I have no idea what it's doing by default. We can still create it. So drop the table so it's gone. We're all there. We dropped it? Not yet? It's not there. That's not supposed to be there after you drop the table. Okay, good. That's a good start. Make sure you have assignment number 3 highlighted. Click on the SQL. We are going to create table. So I'll zoom in as soon as I get done writing the syntax for this. So create table students, or student. Students or students? Let's see. Student. And I'm going to use an opening bracket at the top, closing bracket at the bottom, and a semicolon. Zoom it in so you can see what I'm writing. And then in the middle, I'm going to put in the commands. We want, I have to zoom out. I'll zoom in at the end then, as soon as I see that this is working. Name. I'm going to do a lowercase on this name, and then this is going to be variable character. 20, and then put a comma, and then student, I'm just going to call this ID, because I don't want to write out student number. I'm just going to put ID. I'm going to also use variable character, and you can call it student number if you want. I'm going to put 10 in here, and then what do we have here? Class and major. Class is going to be a variable character. Let's just go 10. Or maybe we should just do 20. 20. Major. It's going to be a variable character. 20. We know variable characters work. And I don't need to put a comma at the end because that's the last one. Let me make sure that this works first. Then I'm going to show the output screen, but before I do that, I'm going to do this and copy it. Go. No errors, worked just fine, and I have student. So let me zoom in for a moment here. Oops, let me pause this video. I'm going to create the other table. We don't actually have to create these. This is just for demonstration. But I'm going to create the other ones now. And see, when I clicked on structure, I didn't get that message. But anyway, let's go back to the SQL window. And I'm going to put course in. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just use this as a demonstration. You don't actually have to build this. You can do these queries without actually building these tables. So course is going to have a course name, course number, credit hour, and department. So I'm going to actually just paste in that query I had a few minutes ago. And then change the title of student to course. So I have course, and then I'm going to have name. I'm going to just leave it at name, actually. I'm making mine a little different. So name, ID, credit hours, and department. So I'll change these to credit hour. Credit hour, and then department. I'm ad-libbing a little bit because I want to show you how to write the queries. So let's see. That's the course. So I got the course in there. And I'm going to do it one more time here. And same thing I did before. I'm just going to paste it in. You can watch this video and repeat this whole process once you get your system working. But I have a strange feeling it has something to do with the memory of your computer or something. All right, prerequisite is the next one, and there's only two. There's a course number and a prerequisite number. I'm not going to put the primary keys in here, but I'm going to use this name here, prereq. This is a long name, prerequisit. Overivew. Okay, let's see. I think that's just, I'm going to call this prereq. Prereq. There we go. I changed my name. You can change the names if you want to. Number. So let's see. I'm going to get rid of this one. Don't need this one. Instead on the prerequisite, this is going to be ID. And prerequisite number. Okay. ID, CID, course ID, and prerequisite number, prerequisite ID, so PID, P underscore ID. I changed it a little bit because I don't want to deal with the long names. So I called mine prereq, CID, and PID. Guess I could change this one to a lowercase p. Okay. And then we have two more, section and grade. Section. So I got section ID, course ID, and let's just do that one first. SID and CID. More of these IDs. So section, section ID, course ID, semester, year, and instructor. Okay, semester. Let's just put here term, year, I don't think I can say year, actually. I'll put here semester. Year is a hidden word. Year is a reserve word. Instructor. Let's do instructor. It's the last one. So we can actually do variable characters for all of these. So we have section ID, course ID, semester, year, and instructor. Let me zoom in a little bit. I changed it to SID, CID, term. Term. That semester? Term? Maybe I got two of the same. Let's see. Oh, I got one extra. Semester, year, instructor. Semester. Oh, that's what I did. Term is really a semester. Year. But I can't use the word year. See. Schedule. S year. S year. Semester year. Or, I know, school year. S year. You can't use the word year. and then instructor. So it looks like this, my modified tables. It's okay, when I run the queries, we'll write them with both, and then we'll see how that works. So run this one, we're good. Upgrade, grade report. Got one more. Call this one grade report. I'm just going to call it grades. Grades. Student number, section number, and grade. Oh, this is an easy one. SID. Section ID. SID. And then grade. Oh, you're right. I can't do that. You're right. Student ID. Let's just call it ID then. STID. ST. How about we just go student ID? Student ID. Section ID. Section ID. Let's go section ID. Student ID, section ID, and grade. Create table grades. We can call it grade reports. It's really grades. We really only need to write the queries. Don't even need to do half of this stuff. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm ready to start writing queries. I put them into the system because I wanted to see them work. So I'm going to write them to work with my tables. But let's go back to the beginning here, and I'm going to do this. And then if you really want a cheat sheet, all you have to do is look at this video, which will clearly be labeled assignment number 3 solution. So just in case you can't write these down yourself, you can write them down later. All right. Retrieve the names of all senior students majoring in COSC, computer science. Well, first thing I would do is this. I would go select. I'm writing the assignment here. Select from where. And the first question I'm going to ask myself then is retrieve the name of all senior students majoring in computer science. Senior students. Which table do you think I'm going to find this in? How in the world do we get... Oh, that's on the bottom. How many people think it's student? Huh? Let's go back up to the question. Retrieve the name of all senior students majoring in computer science. In the student table, we have name, student ID, class, and major, right? I know. We're going to put some data in a minute. How many people think it should be the student table? Well, I'm not going to find student information in the course table, and I'm certainly not going to find it in the prereq, nor am I going to find it in the sections. The grades I can find it, but I'm not going to find the major. I'm only going to find the student number, the section number, and the grade. So the first question you're going to ask yourself is, where am I going to find the data? I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you it's student. So I'm going to put the word student here. Now I have half my query written already. What am I going to pull out of students? Well, what am I going to select? Retrieve the name of all senior students majoring in computer science. Well, that would tell me I want the name. And let's take a look. The student has a field called name. Right? And it's a student number, and then we look at that, we have a class, and we have a major. So that's going to tell me on the where clause, and I'm doing this for you because I want you to understand what's going on here. We'll walk through a couple of them, and then I'm gonna ask for more user input. I want the name. I'm gonna query student, and I'm gonna say where. Well, the senior students. So where the class is equal to senior. Class is equal to senior, and the major is equal to computer science. Yeah. And major equal to, well, they gave it to us right here. COSC, and I'm going to put a semicolon at the end. And I'm going to tell you right now that this is the correct answer. Oh. I'm sorry? Oh, thank you. And thank you. Do we see the logic in what we're doing? We don't have any data, so let me go back. You don't have to do this. I'm going to do this because I want to see this work. I'm going to go back to that table we were on. Here it is here. And this is the student table, so let's put some seniors in there. So I'm going to go to the browse, and let's see. I'm actually just going to use my SQL query. I'm going to say insert. If I press this insert, excuse me, that was the select. If I press the insert, I see this nice little syntax that comes out. Here's the syntax. It's like a cheat sheet. Name, ID, class, major. So remember what we were doing before? I'm going to add some people in here. So I'm going to change the name. Let's go back. I like Larry, Curly, and Mo. So we got Larry. The name is Larry. I'm going to put Larry, Curly, and Mo in here. And the value is a ID. Oh, I don't know. He's 100. And the class is going to be senior. I have to put some seniors in here. Senior. And the major, oh my god, it's CSOC, whatever that is. COSC. And then I'm going to put a semicolon at the end. And I'm going to put some more people in here too. I'm going to put 2 more seniors in here. So let's see if I can figure out how to copy. Nope, can't do it that way. All right. What is it? Control Z? No. Control C. Control Z. B? Oh, command. I thought you were saying control. Control C. Control V. Ah, thank you. 2. I'm going to put 3 people in here. Larry, Curly, and Mo. We got Curly. I think I'm spelling, no, I don't know if I'm spelling his name right. That's okay. He's number 200. And let's make Mo number 300. They're all going to be seniors. I got Larry, Curly, and Mo, senior, senior, senior. So now I got some data that should come out of this query if I run the query correctly. So I'm going to press go. And so now I'm going to go out and run this query. Now I know my query is not going to match exactly, but I'm going to do this just because I'm lazy. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to stick it in this window here, and I'm going to correct the errors. Okay, so select name from student. Okay, do I have name in student? I do have name in student. That's good. Where the class, oh, I do have class, is equal to senior, and the major, oh, I have major. So if I do that, I get an error. What error do I get? I get an error that says unknown column senior. Oh, it doesn't like my thingy bobs. I pasted it from Word, and it doesn't like my apostrophes. There we go. Now it works. So now I have Larry, Curly, and Mo. So I know my query works. the reason why I really didn't care about what I was calling it. Let's take a look. Hold on one second. Okay, so now that we got the first one done, let's tackle another. Let's see. Oops. It's taking out some spaces. And I'm leaving this in here so people who are watching this at home can copy this. But you should really be writing the queries yourself. So, but anyway, retrieve the names of all courses taught by Professor King in 1985 and 1986. So, what have we learned so far? Select from where? We know how to do it if we do this first. And then I always start in here with the table. Where am I going to get this from? Good, you guys are telling me. You guys do it. Course? People want to do course? I don't know. I didn't have to read it again. Retrieve the names of all courses taught by Professor King. What does course have in it? It has a department, credit hours. I don't see a professor in there. Yeah, I think section. Section has an instructor, a year, and a course number. I think we're going to look at section. So you guys see what we're doing? We're going to find where the data is that we're looking for. So it's going to be section. And what do we want? We want to retrieve the names of all courses. All courses. So names of courses. Wouldn't that be course number? Course name. We have the course number here. What does that tell us? Might tell us this actually. We want to use two tables. You could. You could. Because where a course number is going to be equal to the course number. So course has got a course name. So if I were using these data in here, I would do this. I'd go course name. It's coming from course. Let me move this up a little higher on the screen so you can see what I'm doing. Course, we have two of them. We could do section space S and course space C, and then use C dot course name if we wanted to. But we have two tables. We don't have the course name. And the course name is in course. Where? Well, let's see. Retrieve the names of all courses taught by Professor King. So where? Instructor. But where is instructor? If there's two instructors, we have to say where it's from. Section. Yeah. Or course. No, course doesn't have it, so it's section. Here, I'm going to put this in lowercase. I probably should have done it this way. Section dot instructor. It should really be section. Course. I'm just trying to make this more easier to read. Course name. Section dot instructor equals King, and year we also want the section IDs to match. I'm going to put something in here and you're not going to like it, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna join the two tables on an equality. So I'm gonna say where course number from course equals section course number. It's a guaranteed way to get the tables to join together, and they're joining together on course number. So I'm going to go back up here for a second. I'm going to put that down a little bit. I want to put this first, actually. So where... The data is in two different tables. If the... Well, let's try it both ways. Let's try it this way, and then we'll do it the other way, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Yeah, but if we're going to get course name from course, and we're going to select that from where section dot instructor is equal to king, and let's just finish out the rest of it for a second here. Section dot year is equal to 1985 and 1986. Or section dot year is equal to 1986. And then I'm going to do something here. I'm going to put brackets around this here. Meaning that the section dot year is equal to 1985, or the section dot year is equal to 1986. Section dot instructor is equal to king. And let's see what this does for us, actually. Yeah? Then you can go less than 1985 and greater than something else. You can use the less than, greater than, or equal to. Or just greater than this, but less than that. We'll give you the range. Also, probably at this point, it's good to say something about assignment number 3. And the reason why I'm doing it for you right now, we're going to start it. You're going to work on it, and you're going to turn it in on the 8th. And if you turn it in and you make an honest effort, even if your queries are completely wrong, you'll get full credit for it. Because we're going to write all of these in class next time. I'm giving you the answers to the assignment, but I want you to think about it on your own. So it's on the honor system that you're thinking about it and you're doing it. If you're worried about learning this in 8 hours, that's completely ridiculous. I don't think I learned it in 8 hours. So I'm not expecting you to write perfect queries. If you know how to write the perfect query, or you know how to get part of the query, write part of the query. Write what you can write. I guarantee that every single one of you can write the word select from where. And you probably could select the database. Get as close as you can, because that's a way of learning. And then when we meet again, we're going to go through the answers in class. If you just submit something with your name on it, you're going to get full points for it. It's the people that aren't here that won't listen to the video, that aren't going to know what's going on. They're going to be like, what? And they're going to do this all on their own, and they don't know this piece of information. Which is why I always announce this in the last hour of the class, by the time the day is over with, for those people who are still here. And everybody's still here, which is good. Just turn something in. If you have to answer each one of them and you have no clue, just put select from where on each one of them. If you put select from where on there and I look at it, I'm gonna know I need to do more on this. Actually, it tells me what to do, but it's also a means of challenging yourself, or a means of seeing if you can learn it. You might actually have to go on the internet, and you might have to research a little bit on SQL if you would really want to answer all these questions. After one lecture of it today, or one long day of lecture of it, I seriously doubt anyone, unless you've worked with this before, I seriously doubt anyone's going to do this correctly. So, we're going to pick up where we left off if I don't finish it either, because I'm only on question number 2, and I believe it is already 4:30. So we're not going to finish this today, and don't worry if we don't finish it. Give me partial work. Give me these 3 questions answered. That's enough. Just turn something in, and then you know, when I go over it next time, you'll see the solution. So let's work with this. I want to see what happens when I do this. I want to see if this actually works. Because, yeah? Yeah, I will. I'm going to leave it here because this matches this query down here. And when I'm going to cut and paste it, and then I have to change it because watch this. Let me copy, and then I'm going to make this blue because I'm making them blue to kind of signify I'm sort of done with it. So it tells me when I go back to it. Let's see what happens here. So we're going to go back into the let's see, SQL window, and I'm going to get a bunch of errors because this is the all right. Let's see, course. I still have a course, and I have an, what did I call it? What did I put in course name? Wait a minute, it's weird. Maybe I'll do it this way. All right, I'm gonna have to open up another window. You guys have to tell me what someone's gonna have to tell me what I labeled them. We're gonna have to change the section numbers too, yeah. Or what we called everything, because I called it different things. Course and section, I think is what I called it, right? I got that part. But there's caps, so let's just do it this way. I put them in caps. So this is from section, and it's from course. And I think I called it instructor. And it was equal to king and section year. I think I actually did use year, didn't I? Or no, I didn't. I used S year. Was this section? And it was S year, I think. S year. There we go. Use the cheat sheet. With the pop-up window. Or section. Dot S year. Let's see. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual. Okay. The right syntax to use near line 4. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, that's what's wrong. I have an opening bracket, but I have no closing. Say, I have this one's opening and closing, but this one I have an extra bracket. So now I have something else. Oh, probably the quotation. It is. Hold on one second. I cut and pasted this in from Word. King is got the wrong quotes on it. Oh, that I don't have any data, but we can fix that problem momentarily. I believe that this, let me change 1996. It works, but we don't have any results because we don't have any data in the database table. So probably we should stick a king in the database table. Yeah? You can. There's an import button for it. It's right here, actually. Yeah, you can actually take an entire Excel spreadsheet, export it in a delimited, comma delimited, or space delimited, and then bring it in. You choose the file, you choose the delimiter, and it'll put them in columns for you. Then you can go in and change the column names and stuff. It's actually really nice. A lot of people do this, actually, because a lot of people go from spreadsheets to databases, and it's a great way to move your data over. In order for that query to work, and I did copy it, I'm going to need to put some stuff into that section table. So let's add a row. Oh my god. Insert. There we go. Section ID. We don't care what the section ID is, right? It's just one 1. Class ID, 100. Semester, I don't know, fall. And the year, we do care about the year. We want to make sure we retrieve the names of the courses taught by Professor King in 1985 and 1986. So this one's going to, whoa, I'd like to control this computer using accessibility features. I probably clicked on something. 1985, and the instructor's King. And then I'll put another one in for 1986, and okay, that's good. Let's insert another one in. Number 2, course number 200, fall 1986. Make him winter. So I have stuff in one table, but I don't have anything in the other table, and I just want to run a test here to see, because I'm not feeling so good about my query. So I want to see something here, actually. I copied the same query. I'm going to run the same query again, but I didn't get anything that came out of it, because my other table is also empty. But then my result says, checking the course.name. Well, I'm querying section. I added something to section. So now I'm going to go to course. So I'm going to leave this up here. I selected, actually I'm going to do this. Screenshot. Course. And let me insert a table in here. What do we want? Here's my screenshot. There it is. As if I didn't have enough windows opened. I got 100, 200, 1985, 1986, 100, 200. Okay, I can do that one. Oh my God. I have way too many screens opened up. Let's see. That's the one I want. So the ID is 100. And the other ID is going to be 200. And the name of the course is what I'm really pulling out. So this is going to be Programming 101. And this one's going to be Database 101. And then the credit hours are 3. And the department is that COSC. COSC. I don't know what COSC stands for, but COSC is supposed to be computer science. So now I have some data in this one. So if I browse this table, I have these 2 courses. Now I'm going to run my query one more time to see what's going on with my query. Because I'm suspecting I'm still not going to get anything that comes out of it. Let's just take a look here. And look at that. I got Programming 101, Programming 101, Database 101, Database 101. It's not as bad as I was expecting, actually. I was expecting nothing to come out. And you want to know why I was expecting nothing to come out? Because we're using both of the tables. And we're querying both of the tables simultaneously, but we're not joining the tables. So that technically does work, but we get the results printing to the screen twice. If we don't want it to go twice, we say where one equals the other. So what I really wanted to do, but I didn't want to confuse anybody in the process, was I wanted to add another line here in this where clause where the course name equals the course name. Because we're not going to get the opposites. This is okay because it didn't say to delete the duplicates. This works just for us just fine. And it's a correct query. But if I did an equality join where I took this table and joined it to this table, I only get it once. The join is created. They call it an equality natural join. Because you're saying where course name, I probably would have gone course.course name equals section.course name. If one equals the other, you only get the pairs because the system will do a join for you. So if you did that, you wanted to add, you can experiment with it. What you're going to end up with is a natural join. We don't have to join the tables, but we are querying both tables. Because we're querying 2 tables and we actually have 2 course numbers, we're going to get 2 course numbers in the output. So we got it twice. No big deal. We could actually do this. We could say distinct. Oops, I'm going to put it in here. We could remove that problem by, we can run that query one more time and change it for you a little bit. Distinct. If we do distinct and we run it, we get Programming 101 and Database 101. Because distinct says only give me one. It's actually a cheaper operation than joining a table. You don't really want to, you don't want to necessarily do a where with a this column equal to that column and force the join, which is what I would have done. And when I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily want to get them in that habit. If you want to get, but I can't, until I run the query, you can't really see what I'm talking about. To fix it, if I do distinct, then I don't get, because I have two queries with two course numbers in both of the tables. I'm going to get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's going to do it twice. Want to get rid of it, I join the tables, or I distinct it. And the distinct keyword is going here right before my select. So when I select it, I'm only getting the distinct course numbers, so I only get the output printed once per table. If you feel like you're taking an algebra class, it's not really math, but that's why I think computer science people who like math end up performing better. Because you got to sit there and kind of analyze the variables and kind of think through the logic process. If you're not a math person and you're in computer science, you might want to switch to another major later on. I'm not encouraging you to or anything like that. You probably could get by, but you probably want to do a soft computer science versus a hard one. People that like math are good at programming, writing queries, thinking through logic. So it's just a natural kind of, if you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it kind of thing. Anyway, I don't know, just my 2 cents of career advice for you. Has nothing to do with whether or not you can do it. There's a lot of people, in fact, I hated math, actually, and I still got into computer science. I really can't stand math, actually, because I don't have the patience to work through the problem, and I don't have the patience to memorize formulas to. Anyway, I think more linearly. I don't think in the multiple dimensions either, so it's really hard. Let's move on to number C. Enough talk about me. Let's see. For each section taught by Professor King, retrieve the course number, semester, year, and number of students who took the section. All right, we all know how to start this out. Select from. Tonight when you're dreaming, you're going to go select from where. And then you're going to ask yourself, what table or tables am I interested in looking at? Let's take a look at the data. We got a section. They're practically giving us it. For each section. And we already used section up here, so we know section is probably going to be part of it. Taught by Professor King. I'm just going to make a wild guess here. I'm going to write the word section in here. I'm going to put a comma in here just in case. But for each section, retrieve the course numbers. Semester, year. Course number. Let's go back to section here. Course number. Oh, I got it. Semester, year, instructor. I don't have to use more than one table. I can do it right here. And the number of students who took the section. Oh, no problem. I know how to do that. That's a sum or a count of the number of students who took each section. So what do I want here? Then I want a section, right? Each section. Do I have each section? Let's see. Do I have a section number for each section? So section, I have a section identifier. So I'm going to use this one because that's in my table in this thing here. I have to change this one because I know I changed it in my SQL file. So let's see. Select section identifier, comma, count, what are we going to count? Section identifier. You can count section identifier. We want the number of students that took each section. So I'm going to count the section identifiers for each section. You don't like this? Are you a math person? You're not a math person. All right, do we get this part here with the section identifier? That's section number, right? Or is it section number? Number of students that took a section. Section identifier, course number, semester, year. Here, we can do this one. Want to make our lives easier? We just do this. And we don't have to keep going back and forth. I've decided I'm only going to use this table. So let's see. For each section taught by Professor King. Well, okay, so where instructor equals King. We should be good with this one, right? All right. Retrieve the course number. So we want to have the number, course number. So select course, retrieve, it means select course number, comma, semester, comma, year, comma, and number of students who took this. Oh, we don't need section identifier. We don't need that one at all, but we do need a count. We need the count. I could count the course number, actually. Let me count the course number. These are all capitalized. I don't really care if your queries aren't running with the right syntax, but I can correct this one, actually. Semester's capitalized. Year's capitalized. Section is actually all capitalized. I really want to do this correctly. Instructor's capitalized. So select course number. So for each section taught by Professor King, retrieve the course number, semester, year, and number of students. Count course numbers who took the section. From section where instructor is equal to King. Yeah, are we okay? A little bit. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. I'm going to make this blue. Actually, I'm going to copy it first. I'm going to make it blue. And I'm going to take this out because I don't want to destroy this. Because I'm going to be using this next time. Yeah? Good question. I could just do count asterisk. Yeah, this would be a while. I want the count. So I'm looking for the number of students who took the section. So I could sum or count. Well, I don't want to sum because I'm going to add up all the course numbers. But I could count. I need to put a count in there. So if I didn't put course number in there, I could do this. Count the asterisk. Just count everybody. I sort of like the course number because we're really looking at as course number. And then if I group it, here, let's undo that for a second. I'm going to add another thing to it as well. Because I have an aggregate, and the aggregate is on the select line, I have to tell MySQL what to group it by. So I'm going to group it by something. I'm going to group it by course number. Because I'm going to group it by course number, did I spell that right? No. Because I'm going to group it by course number, why is that one underlined weird? Anyway, I should count the course number, right? Yeah. I have to do the group by, in fact, if I wanted to be group, if I want to follow my standard of capitalization. Group by, we have to group by something that's on the select line. Otherwise, we're not going to know how many students, what the number of students who took the section is. We won't know. Does that make sense? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Edit, copy. Let's see, those other students are making noise in the hall. That's not allowed. Here we are. Nope, that's the screenshot. Let's get rid of this one. I have way too many windows open. Let's try this one. Okay. Section is used a lot for the first couple of queries. I'm sorry? Yeah, section's got this data in it. It has, if we look at the structure of section, we get an error message, just ignore it. I don't know why I'm getting an error message with that either. Oh, is that what the problem is? Well, that's because, yeah, I didn't follow the standard correctly. Is that what it's complaining about? Yeah, you're getting those errors because we're capitalizing the table name. But it works anyway. It's not an SQL error. It's a MySQL, PHP MySQL admin issue. Yeah. Next time I do this, I'll put everything in lowercase like I should. And then the object's supposed to be upper. Anyway. What was I going to do? Yes. What was your question? Something about the section? Section has, if I look at it, it has student ID, course ID, semester, year. Oh, how's it going to have the number of students? It's not looking for that. It's looking for each section taught by Professor King, retrieve the course number, year, count, and the number of students who took the, oh, that's a good question. How are they going to get the number of students? Yeah, that's why you're going, huh? It can be, but we have to find a number of students who took it. Let's take a look at it. We got student table, course table, prerequisite sections, grade report. I think we need the last one too. Well, that's how many people got grades in it. So grade report, I think we need the last one. So the way we fix that, you're right. We're not going to get, actually we could count the number of courses. We can't count the number of students in the courses until we consider how many got grades. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to put a comma here. And here, I'm going to put my section now that I'm cautious about this. Let's just do this section. What was it called? Grade reports. You're right. Grade report. Thank you. I was thinking that the students were in there. Grade report and section. And really what we want to count is, in the grade report we have student number, section number, and grade. We could count the grade. We need to count the grades. Count grades. Grades. Yeah. Grade. Yeah, you could count student number as well. You can count anything you want in there. Student number. You can count student number. You can certainly do that. You can count anything you want. Let's see. Grade report's got student number and section number and grade. So student number, section number, again we can come back up here and we can say, well, where the section number equals the section number. Because these two tables are being tied together, if we actually did a foreign primary key, we would do the natural join again on it. I didn't realize this one was going to do join as well. So if we have this course number, semester, year, count, student number from section grade report, where instructor is equal King, and then we're going to group it by course number. Let's see, and then we're going to troubleshoot it. I don't know if this one is actually going to work. Let's see. What we're doing is we're experimenting. So let's see. I think that other class just got let out. And I'm going to let you out after this one too. Just to be fair. Alright. I'm going to have to change a few things around here. I don't have grade report. I have grades. And unfortunately, oops. That part was good. Grades. And maybe I'll clean this up next time, take out the capital. We'll start with this next time, actually. So don't worry if this is like, I know it's like 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and you've been here since 9 o'clock in the morning. So if your eyes are as blurry as mine are right now, you're probably, you're okay. So we'll start with this the next time we come back. Let's see. Course number, we don't have it. We have a C_ID. C. I don't think this is going to work actually, but we'll see. C under and semester. We have a semester, but it's lowercase. Do we have a year? No, we have S year. S_year. And what else we got here? We're going to count the student ID. What student ID are we going to count, though? That might be an issue, actually. No, we're going to count course ID. Didn't we say we're going to count course ID? But which course ID? I don't know if this is going to work, actually. Let's see what this gives us. First, I'm just going to take my chances. I didn't get anything now. So the query is okay, but I didn't get anything. Let's see. Select CID semester year count CID. I think this is the issue right here. From section, comma grades. Is there anything in grades? No. All right, let's put some grades in here. We need some grades from some sections. Oh no, this is the hard part here. Let's see section. Let's browse our sections. Is that the one I took the screenshot of? Yes, I did. I have the screenshot. So let's go back to grades. And let's insert some values. We minimize that. And what is that person doing? Where's my screenshot? Here it is. I'm sorry. All right, I got section ID 1, 2, 100, 200. Oh, I did that nicely. Okay. So this is going to be 1, 2, 100, 200. And this doesn't really matter. I'll put here B and I'll put here A. And do I have 2 rows? Let's see, grades, browse. Yep, I have 2 rows. Okay, good. Let me run the query one more time. Let's see what happens with this. I seriously have to go back to the question because I don't remember what in the world I'm supposed to be seeing in the results. But let's see what, let me go back to the question now. The question actually asked us, for each section taught by Professor King, retrieve the course number. Course number, I got 100 and 200. Oh, and I have 2 students. Is that right? Did I have 2 students in each one? No, I thought I only had 1 student in each one. But you know what it is? I'm not joining the tab, that's why. I need to do distinct. It's giving me the aggregate by course number. I think it's 1 and 1. Let me put the keyword distinct in there again. Let's do that one. I think I have the same problem I actually had in the previous query. Paste. Distinct. I really like this distinct. No, that's not where it's going to go. Let's go here. Distinct count, distinct semester. It's the course ID. Oh, there's 2 course IDs. Student ID. SID. You're right, you're right. Hey, look at that. That's, oops, let me go lowercase. I believe you solved the problem, but let's just see. Then we can change the query in the, no, I still got 2. Oh, wait a minute. All right, you're right. Okay. You know, it's the end of the day. I can't even get the query right. Paste. Oh, I should have saved this one. SID, and the group I should be SID? Huh? SID for group I? Ah, you're right, you're right. Let me save this one here. Let me just do it this way. Still 2. I'm not going to worry about it. There's something wrong with our logic. All results I get 2. Well, why is that? Let's just take a look here. I get 2. Number, student ID is 2. Section ID. Maybe I should count the section ID, not the student ID. Because we want to know the number. I'm not counting the section ID. I think I solved the problem. We should be counting the section ID. You're right. You're right. Maybe you guys want to solve this one on your own? No. Yes? Oh, did we do it wrong in the table? Grades. Oh, I did it backwards. I did it backwards. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me, yeah, I don't want to is it the section? Which one's right? This one or this one? SID is 1, 2, and SID is 1, 2. No, this is correct. Section ID is 100, 200. Section ID, course ID. All right, I'm going to leave this alone. The reason why our query is reproducing wrong is I switched the values for section and course. So I'm tired, so I'm not going to fix it. But this is good enough for government work. I'm going to leave that one alone. And when I come back next time, I'll be fresher because I'm going to do this at 9 o'clock in the morning. But I'm a little tired, so we will finish this up next time. I didn't even get halfway through it. See what you could do. There's part 2. Part 2, that's what part 2 is going to do. Part 2, retrieve the names of all employees in Department 5 who work more than 10 hours. Part 2 is going to have more formulas and multiple things on the where. And joins. Yeah. We actually made it through part C. We have 1, 2, 3. You only have 3 left. So we did half of part A. No, let's see. Let me make this a little smaller so I can see this. We did 1, A, B, C, and we did A, B, and C. And there's a D, E, and F. So we're 50% done with part A. So if you want to turn in what you can do, you'll get full credit for it. You want to challenge yourself, turn it in after the meeting. I'm going to go over it. Let's just take a look here. I'm going to save this so I have it on my desktop, and I'll clean this up. That's a mess. That's a screenshot. Let me go back to Canvas and see when our class meeting is scheduled for. Oops, I have it. Here it is. And our class meeting is 8/8. And I believe this due date is the midnight on 8/8. I think it's 8/8. Let's see. July, August is a Saturday. Let's just check the due date on this. If not, I can change it to midnight on 8/8 or 8/9. This is number 3. Oh yeah, it's 11:59 at night on 8/8. If you want to wait and see what more you can do, how about this? This is a good learning exercise. See what you can do with it. See if you can work through the logic a little bit. See if you can see how many you can do. Read through them at least. See what you can do. When we come back on 8/8, we'll finish this. When we're done, if you have internet connectivity, which you should, sometime before midnight, or I can extend the deadline till the end of Sunday if you want, then you can upload it, and it won't be counted late. It's counted on time. So don't stress yourself out with this. There should be no stress with this. Instead, I'd like you to learn this and to take this as an opportunity without stress to see what you can do. And then maybe you guys can beat me at my own game. Maybe you can tell me what the answers are next time. Interesting. Do we have any questions or anything before I let you go? Yeah? No. This is what you can turn in. What you're writing. Well, I'm going to save this one. Continue. You could do the same thing. You don't have to make them in blue, but you just open up the Microsoft Word file and put the queries in there. It doesn't matter. In fact, I did this because it matches the ones down here. If you want to change this, that's fine too. The queries are all the same. But if you built it in your system using different names, then write those in here. And it's nice to be able to see it. Okay, so for a learning exercise, it's really nice to actually be able to see it in here. Because like what we said, we saw the output and we went, well, how do you know if it's right or wrong? If it doesn't generate an error, am I getting any results? And it's kind of tedious, but I think it's a better learning experience. You certainly don't have to. If you're like a visual person, you can map it out on a piece of paper and put rows in there and kind of see it. But this is a little bit better to actually understand what's going on with it. So, okay, assignment number 1 and number 2 are due tonight. Those are on entity relationship diagrams. Otherwise, I'll see you. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Huh? Oh, let me do that now. Actually, here, let me stop the video. We're going to do attendance right now, actually. Thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot.